What if your brain is gaslighting your goals? Yeah, seriously. What if the goal you're chasing right now is panic disguised as ambition? I recently came across this book called as Don't Believe Everything You Think, and honestly that title felt more personal because if I'm being real, half of the chaos in my life is caused by my brain. Comparing myself to others, overthinking, feeling like I'm left behind in my life. But one idea from that book genuinely made me stop and rethink that how to make goals. The author explains that goals usually come from two places, either from clear thinking or from desperation. And the dangerous part is when desperation creates your goal, your brain convinces you to think that it's a smart decision. But it's not. Let me give you a situation. You're scrolling on your Instagram, you're lying down on your bed, and then you see someone your age doing something big. Maybe they started a business, maybe they are famous, maybe they're traveling around the world. And now you're panicking that you are still in their age and they are doing something big and you're just laying down on your bed looking like a potato. And suddenly your brain starts talking. I need to do something. I need to succeed. I need to prove everyone wrong. And then I start making huge goals. Goals that are like, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to build this big company. I am going to do this. I'm going to travel the whole world now. I am going to prove everyone wrong. But in that moment, that goal came from panic rather than coming from clarity. And panic makes very convincing plans. Goals created from desperation usually have three signs. First, they feel very urgent. Like if you don't do it immediately, if you don't succeed it immediately, then your life is over. You're not going to succeed later. Second, they are based on comparison. If someone else is doing something, then you are also feel motivated and then you are also feel inspired to do something. It often comes from jealousy and from comparison. And third, you care more about the result than the process. You want the validation, the success, the recognition, the appraisal, everything. But the part that's need to get it, the part that need you to work on that, the daily boring process that needs you to do, that part isn't exciting and that's a huge red flag. So the author suggested asking yourself very few honest questions that will help in setting up a goal. And I love these questions because they expose the truth immediately. The first question is, if nobody in the world could see my success, would I still want to achieve? No applause, no likes, no validation. Would you still choose it? Because sometimes we don't want to achieve that goal just because we want to, but we want people to see us achieving that goal. The second question is, do I enjoy the process or only the result? Desperation loves result, but real goals make the whole process meaningful. You might still struggle, you might still fail, but the way you did the work, the way you were present, the way you put your 100% on doing the work makes it feel worth it. The third question is, if this goal takes 5 years, will I still want to achieve it? Because desperation needs quick result. Real goals are patient. They grow slowly, they take a lot of time, but they stay longer than the desperate goals. The fourth question is, am I running towards something or running away from something? This question is very brutal because many of the goals are not our dreams. They are just our escape plan, escaping insecurity, escaping comparison, escaping of not being good enough. And if the goal is built on escaping something, it will never make you feel satisfied. Here's the truth I realized after thinking about it all, that goals built on desperation feels exciting at the beginning, but exhausting in the long run. But goals built on clarity feel slow in the beginning, but powerful in the long run. One burns you out and the other builds you up. The other builds the courage, the skills that you need. Here's a small thing you can actually do before writing down your next goal. Take a notebook and ask these 4 questions that I have shared with you previously, and you have to answer it honestly. Not the answer that sounds impressive, but the answer that feels uncomfortable but real. If the goal still makes sense even after those 4 questions, then you should chase it. Then yes, that's the goal worth chasing. But if it doesn't, then don't be afraid to change it. Changing your goal is not failure, it's actually growth. Because the truth is, your brain stops a lot. It creates urgency, it creates fear, it creates panic, it creates pressure. But sometimes your brain is just reacting to the outer world, not thinking clearly. The next time when you set your next goal, don't ask yourself what I want to achieve, but ask yourself that why do I want to achieve. This simple question will alone have the power to change the direction of your life.